This cute little ombre pumpkin tutorial is perfect for cookie decorating beginners. I have here a tipless piping bag, which is a little different from a traditional piping bag. You can buy them on Amazon, and I've just snipped the tip. This is filled with a 20-second orange icing. Now, this is royal icing. That's what I use for cookie decorating. You can learn more about my royal icing recipe and what I mean when I say 20-second consistency. That's just the kind of runny consistency that we use to cover cookies with. You can find a free class all about creating the right consistency at sarahgracecookiecode.com under free resources. Now, I'm just taking a couple other colors in that same consistency, again with my tipless piping bags that I've just snipped the tip of, and I'm kind of lining them up. We're making a rough pumpkin shape. Now, I know she looks a little rough right now, but bear with me. She's going to end up being real cute, okay? So we're going to mix that icing together with our scribe tool. This little needle looking thing that I'm using, that's a scribe tool, and that helps us move the icing around. I'm kind of mixing those together to create this ombre effect, and when you put icing together before it's dried, that's called the wet on wet technique. It makes really pretty designs that can be made into patterns and backgrounds. They're really, really fun. So what I'm doing now is just blending all of this together. It takes a little time and patience, but what I tell everyone about cookie decorating and working with royal icing is that this is kind of like a Zen garden, except with sugar. So it's even better. It's very meditative to get to sit and kind of work with this icing and watch it blend together. You do have to work a bit quickly because it will start to dry out after too long. But this is a real-time video, so you can see about how long it took me to get this all blended together to create the ombre effect that we're going to use for this pumpkin. Now, in a minute, you'll see me go around this pumpkin with another color, and once it is completely dry, we're going to draw over the top with an edible food marker. Edible food markers changed the game for me. I was really comfortable drawing, but not as comfortable using a piping bag and creating lines and shapes with the piping bag and icing when I first started cookie decorating. So having those edible markers that you can just order from Amazon really helped me feel like I could be creative without so much of a learning curve. And it's just a regular marker. I've actually had people ask me if I was using a Sharpie on cookies. It's not a Sharpie. It's edible food gel that's been put into a pen form. So once that's all blended together and you're happy with how those colors look, I'm then going to take some more 20-second icing. And when I say 20-second icing, we add water to royal icing straight out of the mixer to create a different consistency. So when royal icing is first made, it's very thick, it's sort of firm, and that is the perfect texture for making like flowers, doing some writing, those more stiff applications like dots that stand up. However, to get it to flow like this and create that smooth surface, what we have to do is add some water. So in my consistency confidence class, that's the free one I was telling you about earlier, I teach you the SG scoop method. Now, I have heard to use a spray bottle to add the right amount of water. I've heard people who just eyeball it. I've heard of people who have all kinds of different methods for measuring how much water to put in their icing to get this consistency. But the consistency class that I teach and the SG scoop method was created to try and take some of the guesswork out of that. I use a 2-ounce ice cream scoop and add a teaspoon of water to start, and that usually gets me the perfect consistency for flooding the base of a cookie, for doing wet on wet designs like this one, and just for really any cookie application that is going to involve a runny icing like this. I like mine to be thick enough that I don't have to use two different consistencies. Some people recommend adding like a piping consistency on the outside. You may have heard of it called damming and flooding when you're decorating sugar cookies, but I prefer to make the outline with a 20-second consistency, the same consistency that I'm going to go in and flood with on the inside. And that just makes it easier. I don't have to make as many bags of icing. And if I have it nice and thick, then it creates that smooth surface really easy and quick. Just saves a little time and hassle. And I don't have to mix as many colors because once I've created the perfect color, I really want to make sure that I have that all throughout the cookie. You can see here that I'm just taking my edible marker and drawing on some cute little pumpkin designs. You could even add a border onto this one like I did with some piping consistency royal icing, and you've got a super cute cookie for fall.